Circle 8.
Circle 8.
Circle 8.
Welcome to Circle 8. Emphatic responding, empathy, understanding the person, trying to be in the other person's shoes without necessarily taking sides. Responding means listening not to the self alone, but to others as well. Levels of emphatic responding. Level 1. Parallel talk. When one shares something and the response is totally incongruent by that which is initially shared. Situation. Eric is sharing a problem to Mark. Eric: you know what, Mark? I'm really getting low grades. In fact, I'm failing already. Things at home are really bad, especially with my parents getting separated. Mark: did you see that ball game last night? It was pretty exciting. Level 2. Discounting, also known as partial empathy or subtracting. The self does not fully listen to the other. Kinds of responses under discounting. Number 1. Universalization. People are similarly situated. Example: you are not alone. You're not the only one. Number 2. Generalization. The giving of all-encompassing statements. Example: what can you expect from your parents? They're always inconsiderate and they think they're always right. Number 3. Counter-disclosure. Sharing a similar story to that shared by the other. You know, that makes me sad. Mom and Dad don't even talk. They're not separated, but they act as if they don't even exist for each other. Number 4. Spiritualization. Suggesting spiritual activities instead of listening. Example: just pray. God will help you. Number 5. Moralizing. Becoming preachy in answering. You know, don't blame your parents, that's bad. Number 6. Advice giving. Telling the other person what to do. Example: hey, understand them, don't hate them, talk with them. Number 7. Placating. Saying statements to make the person feel good without listening. Example: you can get through this, knowing you. Number 8. Pacifying. Telling the person to just forget about the problem. Example: Asus, don't worry, things will be okay. Levels 1 and 2 are more on the reacting modes rather than the responding modes. Level 3. Paraphrasing. Trying to capture the person's feelings and the thought of his statements while he is sharing his problem. Situation: Eric is sharing a problem. Eric: Mom and Dad are going to separate. I don't know how to deal with this. I'm having a very hard time with this. It's making me crazy at home. Mark: do you mean to say that your mom and dad are not getting along? And because of this, you're troubled and confused? Plus additive response. So how are you dealing with this situation now? What do you plan to do about this? Physical manifestations of additive responding. Soften. S. Smile. O. Open posture. F. Forward lean. T. Touch, only if necessary. E. Eye contact. N. Nod. Level 5. Paraphrasing plus additive response plus positive stroking. Appreciating the person from the heart. Situation: Eric has just shared his problem with Mark. Mark: level 3 plus level 4. You know what? As you were talking, I can sense that you are a very sensitive person. Hearing you, I do believe that you are responsible enough to make your own choices. Before giving comments or criticisms to others, the sender should consider these guidelines. 1. Solicit readiness from the perceiving others. 2. Consider an appropriate place and time. 3. Owning your responsibility for your statements, I messages. 4. Sending your message in an expressive mode. Expressive sending, a way of giving feedback which is subjective, specific, timely, and emphatic in nature. Number 1. Subjective. To state things in a way that acknowledges the subjectivity of your perceptions, judgments, and conclusions, speaking for yourself and owning your feelings. Example: I'm angry at you, not we are angry at you. Specific. Enumerate what the other person did, non-acceptable behavior. State the consequence of his act and the impact of it on you, your own feelings, in an honest and specific manner. Specific behavior, other. Specific feeling, in you. Specific impact, consequences. Example. You're always late in coming to work. Because of this, it lessens our efficiency and effectivity as a team. I'm really worried about this. Number 3. Timely. It is well timed. Feedback is most useful of the earliest opportunity after the behavior, though must not be constructed as impulsive, since you should also consider the readiness and willingness of the listener. Number 4. Be emphatic. As emphatic expressor means being considerate with the space and time of the conversation or dialogue, focusing on the behavior rather than the person, and choosing the appropriate words or language in trying to express oneself. Mode switching, MS. It is important to engage in frequent mode switching when one would like to achieve a higher level of satisfaction in his relationship. In the context of the dialogue, below are the conditions for mode switching. A. Expressor. Client requests it and responder, counselor, facilitator, agrees to it. Number 1. When expressor wants to know the other person's views, feelings, or suggestions for better problem understanding and or resolution. Number 2. When the expressor has already expressed his major thoughts, feelings, and story. B. Responder requests it for reasons other than providing pertinent, relevant, and important data that will help clarify issues, matters, and facilitate honest expression from the expressor. Number 1. When responder has something to say that might favorably help resolve confusion. 2. When responder's thoughts or feelings are beginning to impair his desire to be emphatic. Number 3. When the responder is satisfied that he has already clarified and expressor indicated satisfaction over his responses.